And then I'm going to show my screen. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. So now, I want to get this out to you. I want you all to understand what in the world this stuff is all about. When it comes to making money online, when I speak about this stuff, you're so used to getting non-truths and whatever it takes to get your money, right, to be sold. And because of that, you have these delusions around what it takes for your money to be automatic, to grow list. You have this false notion, not your fault yet. It's your fault once you know the truth. Now it becomes your fault. It becomes your responsibility. So today's Zoom or webinar, it really is all about you getting your opportunity to build a list with an autoresponder and understanding what that means. Autoresponder doesn't mean you just make money because you have one. It doesn't mean that you just create this wealth in any country in the world because you have it. Get this. I'm going to tell you the truth. I have transactions that happen around the clock at any given minute in any given day. But it doesn't come because I paid into something that said no sales, no recruiting, none of that. It's the opposite. I had to do work. I had to set work in motion. The work I set in motion in January through autoresponders allows me to communicate with people around the world. It allows me to communicate with anyone who opts into something that I'm doing. Even though I'm sleeping, I'm communicating with an autoresponder. That doesn't mean I didn't take an hour or so to set it up. It means that it's happening. Now, the non-truth that many of you have heard is this idea around autoresponders, it just happens on its own. Just have one. And if it doesn't magically happen in 2 seconds, you can't have it. That's not true. The money that you will make in a business related to an autoresponder, you got to see the truth. If you get an email message from Macy's, if you get one from Target, Walmart, you're getting messages because someone set up an autoresponder. If you get constant messages from Amazon, it's not magically happening. Someone's done the work. You have to be a person that's willing to do the work. I'll gladly show you, but 3 things that I'm not going to do. Number 1, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you just because you have one, it's going to work. I'm not going to tell you that it sets up itself. I'm not going to tell you that it happens in 2 seconds. I'm going to tell you that it's so worth it, so freaking worth it, that you can develop what's called a buyer's list and a list of people to market to. But you've got to get this in your heads. Take the time. You have 24 hours a day, just like I have. Just like Bezos has. Just like your other, name someone who's in business and making money, you're given the exact same amount of days. It's not my problem if it's not worth the time it takes for you to set it up. And you don't have to be a techie, but you have to be disciplined enough to do the work. Now, why would I say this? Because the most common statement I get from people is, I don't know, I can't get it done. And when I check to see if they've actually done it, everyone says that they've actually, I saw the video, but I can't do it. Here's what I want you to know. It can't be true because it's easy. I say, go right here, put your name in so it knows who you are. Go over here and tell us where you get the new notification. And I'm going to do that for you live, but I want to do it to empower each of you. We are without excuse, no matter what our age is. Some of us are happy to tell you when we were in school, there were no computers. There were none. There weren't mobile phones. There were no smart devices when we were in school. We have to work harder than you younger people. This stuff's natural for you guys. For those of us who are in a world when we still did credit cards manually with a manual swipe over, when you get a piece of paper, nothing was electronically digital. There were no ATM machines. It's harder for us. But we're not without, we have no excuse. It's okay not to know it today. It's just not okay to say that same thing next week. It's not okay not to have the answer next week. We can make up in leverage and wisdom what we lack in youth. We have that ability. You may be younger, but we've got many decades of experiences to put with our new knowledge, and we can actually get further than you young people. You can make up in youth what you lack in wisdom and years of experience. Everyone can win. But the one thing you cannot win with, you cannot be a winner and a damsel. You cannot be a victim and a winner at the same time. Each of us has to select. You cannot. Shall I repeat it again? You cannot be both a victor and a victim. You have to select. So my question right now before I start this is, what do you select? What do you choose before I start this, before I help you? What is it that you select today? Are you a victim or a victor? You choose, because trust me, it has nothing to do with your upline, nothing to do with how empty your bank account is. It has to do with your choices. What is your philosophy on this thing? Thank God. We're choosing victor. Good. If that's the case, then lose this. I cannot. Lose it. I tried. Stop that. We have to be like the little child that is a musician. They sounded so horrible when they started playing the piano. We had to do this. But they didn't quit. They didn't say, I can't do it. They kept going until they got it. That is where your success is going to come from. Stop looking for the guru. Tony Robbins can't give it to you. He can just give you the principles. You still have to apply it. So I'm inviting you all here today, regardless of your age or your gender, jump in. The water is warm. You literally have the paintbrush and the canvas. Let's go together. No audio. Why? I'm not really sure. Anyone else not getting audio? You guys can't hear me? Oh, you can. Okay, good. Woo. So let's go. Let's go to the dance together, folks. I'm going to go out to my screen, and then I'm going to share with you all. Let's see. How do I do this? See, that's what I'm saying. I have to make up in wisdom what I lack in youth. I am not as young as I used to be, baby. Okay, so I want to work with someone here. Someone who just started within the last, let's say, I'm going to start with the last 24 hours here. Hang on a moment. Let me go ahead and put my camera here. Okay. Someone that just started in the last week. If you just started within the last week, I would love for you to go ahead and type in your username. Someone that's new and just started within the last week. I want to help someone who's kind of new. And if you're shy, it's okay. Then I will take someone to type in your username. If you just didn't set up your autoresponder yet, then I will help. I will walk you through using your account. Because here's what needs to happen. You guys have to see the practice. How can you go 2, 3, 4 weeks and you're not generating leads and you think you have a problem when literally you just didn't apply? Okay, we got some. Okay, the first one to put it in was Jason. Could someone tell Techno to Techno Cayman? Someone can tell that person to log out and log back in, and maybe it'll work for them, please. And because I'm going to leave this area. Okay. All right. I'm going with the first one I got, which is JB. I think is it JB? Is that a whole username? Lisa JB, could you actually type in your username so I can know? I want to make sure I get the right one. Whatever that username is for your account, I'm going to set yours up. Okay, cool. While you're doing that, let's dance together, because here's the thing. Get it. You could choose victor or victim, but I'm going to tell you, you ever want me to work with you, lose the helplessness, any and all of you. If you got helplessness, you can't be both. I'm just being straight. I will go out of my way when I haven't slept, when I haven't eaten for any of you, because that's where someone done that for me. That's how I was able to become what I've become. But when I was helpless damsel, no one helped me. Okay, one principle before I go ahead and start. If I lost my wallet and had no money, I don't care what country I'm in the world, I say, listen, my name's Dwayne Golden. I don't have my wallet with me. I need a room. That's okay, Mr. Golden. Let me check something. They will check what they need to check. And because I have money, they will gladly give me whatever room I want, even though I don't have money. If I go as a victim, right? This is the power of not laying down. If I didn't lose my wallet, I just have nothing, right? I have nothing to offer, nothing to contribute. Guess what happens? They call the cops on me. They say, the police, come get this guy. He's trying to stay at our hotel and he has no money. The difference is how you position it. Stop positioning yourself as a helpless person. No wonder you get taken advantage of by your upline. No wonder. I mean, I've got some people, upline is telling their downline to bring them to go sponsor someone and give it to them. Stop it. Whoever's doing that, you all stop it. Business is an entrepreneurship. Build your business. Do not tell your people to do it for you. Stop it. You don't deserve it. None of you. If you're going to generate an income, generate it. But do not be helpless. It's so wrong in this post-pandemic environment where people are barely making it. You have no right to do it, so stop. It's needless. Go to work. That's how the rest of us do it. It's independent of your color, your height, whatever, man or woman, so stop. If you need to have an extra person, go get them. If you don't know how, find out how, but don't put that pressure on someone new that has come in. Let them build their own business. If you get that, can I get an amen? Please. I have just heard it all when I heard that. Okay, Lisa, thank you. I got you. Good perm. Okay, got you. I hope I never have to hear such a thing again from anyone. You have someone who barely can make it, barely pay their mortgage or rent, and you want them to sponsor someone for you? Never heard of such a thing. I think that said perm. Let me see. All right, I'm about ready to start. I'm sorry, guys. I got off sidetracked because someone's got to represent those who actually are new and damsels so they can become great and powerful. And someone's got to represent them and not stop kicking people around. Enough. Okay. So now, as I go and I'm going to log into your account. All right. I'm there. Now I'm going to go ahead and set up the screen where you guys can tell me when you can see my screen, please. Ecamm Plus. Where's it at? There it goes. Now, what you're going to see is a picture of me right now. For now. But right? You see a picture of me? Good. That's all you see now. Now, you're going to actually see my Zoom, right? Good. That means I'm doing something right. It means I'm doing it right. And then you're going to go ahead and I'm going to let you see. You guys are thank you for the vocals. That's a huge help. Now you're going to see the back office of our good friend JB. Okay?
Yep, see that.
All right, good. We're in JB's back office. Now I'm going to do several things here. I'm going to lay the groundwork for you and let you know how this works. I'm going to log in and set up her autoresponder. For all of those who say it's impossible, you can't do it, I already know the truth. The truth is you didn't even try. You might have pushed play and started listening for a minute and then said, I don't want to do all this. Like most people who are poor, they don't really do it. They don't want to do the work. They want to collect. And I'm telling you, you can be the opposite. You can go to work with no shame and making your ancestors who worked their rear ends off, make them proud because you're not afraid of a little work. So now I'm going to let you know this. She's going to have several options that she can do. I need you guys to mute your microphones. Please. I don't want to have to stop and keep going in and out to do it. Okay. Okay. I know.
Do you want me to mute me?
Is that your background? No.
Yeah, that's my background.
Okay, yeah, for now. I'll tell you when to open it, okay? You're fine.
Okay.
Go ahead and mute it. Thanks, dear. Oh, it worked. You are good. Thank you. You are good. She's to know you is to love you. I didn't want to stop it. Okay, so now, let's go ahead and dance together. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go ahead and move this out of my way. All right, stop it. Okay, so now, as I do this, I'm going to go to the products. Before I do it, I want you to know when I create this campaign for autoresponders, she has an opportunity to plug it into her marketing system pages, right? When I click, let me click it once. Here, she can plug it in any one of these autoresponder pages, or if she has it, and since she doesn't have it, she at least gets to have a campaign for people when they opt in eventually when she does get a page, okay? So I'm going right to her autoresponder, and I'm going to click on IC Smart Responder. Now, this won't look the same after next week because we have the new integration coming in, right? It'll look different, but I want you to understand the principle will be the same, and I'll be happy to do a presentation at that time for you. So right now, JB, I hope you're watching the screen, my dear. Yes. Okay, good. Now, What should happen is, I need to go and make sure I edit the profile. Right now, the profile has not been set up. The first thing you do, many of you could have watched this inside of the back office. Let me show what that looks like, because you deserve to know. The first thing you do when you get started with us is you click start here and you go to work. And you set things up. I walk you through it. If you ever tell me you saw the videos to set it up and you didn't set it up, I'm going to know if you're lying or not. Set up your autoresponder. I walk you through what I'm about to show you now. Just click and set it up. And it'll walk you through step by step in video. In the meantime, I'm going to look here and say, Lisa, you go to this page and you start setting this up, my dear. And you click save. It already has your username and name. What is your address? What is your phone number? Now, why would you want this? We're not one of these systems that is going to tell you that the system is decentralized. If something ever happens related to your money, right, and your system, we need to be able to contact you. You're not just a number here. We want your email address so we can tell you, hey, we've already resolved this issue. It's taken care of. Or we've resolved it. We want you to set up a new wallet. Where do we send the Bitcoin? You don't want that to be difficult. Put your information in. I hope you guys, if you get that, type in the number 2. I know a lot of companies are telling you, hey, we're decentralized, so you're safe now. It's an honest God lie. You're not safe if you can't reach anyone, if you can't hold anyone accountable. We want you to hold us accountable, and we're going to hold you accountable and communicate with you. So go ahead and you complete this section, okay? You want to get a lot of leads and then we can't even tell you got them and someone else takes them? Of course not. Okay, so now let me go ahead. Back. Now you set this information up. You're going to complete this section. I can't do this part for you, Lisa. You can do that yourself, my dear, okay? Now, I'm going to go back to the dashboard. And I need to set up a campaign, email campaign. Since she doesn't have a capture page yet.
Excuse me, sorry to butt in. I'm so sorry.
Who's is Sean? Go ahead, Sean.
Yes, please. The screen is frozen on my end.
Okay, let me stop for a second and unfreeze her. You gotta unfreeze it, baby. Okay, let me see. I got myself. Oh, it is frozen. It's just my picture. Let me go ahead back. Everyone else is also there? Is also frozen on you? Is it better now? Is it just me? You can see me now, Sean?
We can't see you at all right now until you go back to your screen, but you were frozen. You were completely frozen.
Like this? Okay, wow. Okay, now, what do you see now?
Just the screen of everybody else on it. We don't see your screen.
You don't see me. I don't want you to see my screen. Do you see me?
Oh, yeah. We see you now. Yeah. Wow. That just moved major.
What do you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're seeing the beautiful mystic.
Oh, shut up. How about now?
We see your screen.
Okay, thank you.
Me, you, and Dorothy, and Mrs. Smiles is blank.
Oh, the whole family's here. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. You can see that I'm on a campaign now, right?
Yes.
And you saw earlier, I asked her to complete her profile right here. Or maybe you didn't see that. Did you see that?
We didn't see that. We just heard you tell her that.
Okay. Everywhere where it's red, everywhere there where it's red, you complete that. Okay? Lisa?
Okay.
Okay, good. Now, I'm going back to the dashboard, and you guys can holler at me when it's frozen. Now, it's okay to mute your mics back until we need that then, okay? Now, I'm on the email campaign side. This is not going to take a lot of work. You don't have to become a techie. You just got to fill in the blanks. That's what I say. Here's how that works. I don't have a campaign yet, so I'm going to click here in the green and click create a campaign, or I'm going to click here and create a campaign. Green is easier for me to read, so I'll click it. Right? Lisa and everyone here, this page is for you, so you know which campaign is for what. If you get an autoresponder out there, anywhere else on the internet, they usually allow you 1 to 3 campaigns. We allow you unlimited. You can have a campaign for your business. You can have 5 different campaigns for your business, 1 for the lower level, 1 for the upper level, 1 for your family reunion, 1 for church. We don't care. So here's what that looks like. I'm going to call this a new prospect. This is not, they won't see this. This is for you. Lisa. What's this for? New members who join me in business. I'm just keeping it simple. You can always fill this out the way you want. Now, Lisa, this is the name of the person sending it. What is your email address so I don't have to leave the page? Open up your microphone and walk me through this, dear. What is your...
Lisa B 1767 at yahoo.com.
Like that?
Yep.
You are something special. Thank you, dear. Now, when it comes to these other parts, I put it in. We have built-in pages already when someone confirms with you. Okay?
Oh, I see.
We have it already built in. Or you can create your own special page. Or if you already have one that you want to thank people for subscribing, it's there. But we have one for you that already confirms them that's already there by default. If you have your own, you would click here and then type in the URL. If you have a custom page, you would click here and put that in there. But we have one for you. That's for everyone to know. Okay?
Works for me.
Okay, good. The next one. If someone unsubscribes and says, you know what, Lisa, thank you so much. You've been a dear, but I didn't want any more information from you. Then we already have a page built in. You can have your own. Thank you for unsubscribing. You will get no more messages.
Okay.
Okay?
Works.
Good. Now, there is a template here. When someone does subscribe, they get an email message thanking them for subscribing and letting them know to make it activate. They need to go and click the link that's in the email message. It's already going to be there. I advise you don't change or touch this message. You can, but don't put marketing information there because it will get blocked by the spam filters for your email service providers. Yahoo, Gmail, MSN. If you change it and try to make it a marketing pitch of some sort, it won't go well for you. Okay? Now, the last part, right here for you. Watch this. You see where I have your name?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Let me go ahead and do something here. Click that. Cancel. Okay, now. So, watch this. I'm going to put Lisa B. Now, to get notifications, every time someone opts into your list to get more information, or someone new that's looking at your business, where do you want them to send that information, Lisa? It's a notifier. It's only to notify you when someone new is joining your list. You want it to be the same email address, or is there a different one? What do you prefer?
Yes, the same.
Okay, good. We can do that. Now,
When I get things more under my belt, I might change it. But
yeah, you might, and we'll help you with that when you do, my dear. Okay. Now, where do you live? Where exactly do you live?
Washington State.
Washington State. Okay, cool. So that is Pacific time, U.S. and Canada, yeah?
Yeah.
I just set it up. This is what I meant by step your profile. Everyone here is capable of setting that up. Correct? You guys are. So when someone calls me and says, I did it, nothing, and I go and look and nothing's filled out, I know the truth. I need you all to step up your game. Because you are a winner, right? You're going to be tough on yourself. You want to lose? Go ahead and treat yourself like a pansy, like you need to be mommied. And it will pay you as such. So now, I've got a new campaign started for you, but I didn't create it yet, my dear.
Yeah.
I just set it up. Now I'm going to go ahead and activate it. You see where it says inactive right here?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to click this little button and say activate. Okay, now it's active. Now, you don't have a page yet. I want you to get to that point. You're not at the level yet where you even have a page builder, which means we can't even create one for you. When you upgrade to the next level higher, you will actually have access to that, and then this stuff is going to plug in easily for it. But for now, you're going to need to have an autoresponder code that you'll use for the page, so when people opt in, you get those notifications, and they can get messages from you. I'm going to show you how that's done now.
Okay.
See the icons on my screen, everyone? The first one's to edit a campaign. The second one is to activate or deactivate. The third one I can look at is to create an opt-in form. And this is where that's done. I need a form. So now, Lisa's new team member. when you have a new team member, Lisa, they're going to be coming into this list. Now, last time I did this, someone asked me to slow down because I go kind of fast. So after I show you this part, I'm going to slow down and see what questions you have, and then I'll come back to this. So right now, this code here, it's so important, Lisa. This code, if you get a marketing system, any of those pages, if you want the leads to go into your list, you need to give our programming team this number, and they can make sure when someone gives their name and email address, they opt into your list and they become your subscriber. And then they also get messages from you. So this specific number here
It sort of looks like the Bitcoin address.
it is not at all. Right. This is actually the opposite. This is just your autoresponder campaign ID number. And for every autoresponder campaign that any of you create, you'll get one of these cool numbers. So now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, right? And I'm hoping you guys can see me all right. Yes or no? Okay. Now you can. I know you can. So now, I'm slowing down. I got in trouble last time. I was going really fast. Because, look at the respect I'm giving you when I know you're not a damsel and I know you're not helpless. I speak with the utmost of respect and love. So, I'm taking my time here. It's only when you try and dupe me that I might do differently. So tell me, what questions about so far do you have questions about that I can answer? When it comes to putting in your name and email address and your whatever it's about, was there anything that got you stumped? Let me know, and then if not, I'll pick back up.
Sean?
Yes, Sean, go ahead.
Alright, cool. What I've noticed, right, is this same part that you stop writing is what being giving people a lot of trouble. The code, as you mentioned, is very important. Also the age, they don't know where to find their link to say, this is where my subscribers are going to end. They don't know what to do.
Yeah. I want to show you something else. It's really cool. I want you guys to really get this. Okay? So, in order to make sure you get this, what Sean is saying, and also, I will say, not just what Sean is saying, but what I'm saying. Look at this. I'm going to go ahead and point this screen real quick because I want you to see this. Let me know when you're there. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm in Gmail. I want you to see this. This is called promotions. You understand, in order for all these people to market to me, Walmart, Donald Trump, Pence, Fanatics, what else is there? Adidas. When they set these messages up, do you guys understand that they did the work? Now, they are wealthy companies because they did the work. They're sending me messages all the time. I have spent money at Adidas, and they've asked for my email address. When they ask for the email address, someone set up an autoresponder that talks to me all year long. So when I'm driving past a Adidas outlet, it's nothing for me to stop in and see about that thing that I just looked at. I want you to get this. Everyone else does. Allegiant Air, I fly through them a lot. They are constantly sending me messages with special deals. Do you understand that you're one of the only people in your life who wants to make millions, but you don't want to follow the millionaires' tips and what they do? Microsoft, everyone. I mean, names the company that's doing anything big. You or me or someone's in their autoresponder. That means it works. You're here because you're in my autoresponder. Why shouldn't you have one? Why isn't it worth 15 to 30 minutes of setting it up? Even if it takes 3 hours, why isn't it worth it? Those are the kind of questions that deserve answers. And I'm praying together that I can help compel you to see if it's important. Oh, you guys, your screen was frozen again? Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know when someone's there.
We can hear you.
We can see you, we can hear you.
Does it make sense though?
Yes.
If you go to your inbox and look at all the people sending you messages, you got to ask yourself, why am I not sending messages to anyone that I wrote a year ago? The messages I set up in January are still going out around the world when I'm sleeping, when I'm on vacation, when I'm using the bathroom, while I'm doing a Zoom. I'm communicating, and that communication is compelling people to take action so they can make a transaction with me. Why shouldn't it work for you? Now, what I'm expecting to happen here, I am expecting you all, when someone says, oh, we have autoresponders, I'm hoping you really can get the gist of what they're talking about. Because most people aren't going to tell you this. I'm telling you. The reason it's important for us since 2013 to integrate an autoresponder here is the world is using it to make wealth, make money off of you. Now it's time for you to be a business person and leverage them yourself. Yeah, you donated and it's happening of course. Now, if you were honest, any of you here, does it even take 15 minutes to give the system your name and email address and where you live, what time zone you're in? Does it even take that? I mean, come on. But the noise I hear about, I don't know, it's so difficult. How am I stop it? You have to understand, I'm a parent, right? And you guys are parents. You know, you tell your kid, I'm trying the homework, it just can't get past it. You know, you're going to say, look, stop. Go back in your room, right? Let me see the scratch paper of where you've been doing the work because I'm not buying it. What's interesting is, here's what I've been taught as an entrepreneur. I was told, Dwayne, I can't hear a thing you're saying because what you're doing or not doing speaks so loudly. Dorothy, this is not about you, my dear. This is the voice of most people who will come to me. This is not about you. You went in and did yours. You went in and plugged in and did the work. This is for the many who just want to use it as an excuse. Well, that's not for me. They'd rather be out talking. Let me ask you a question. There's only 24 hours in a day. That's all. And if it takes you 30 to 40 minutes to present your opportunity, how many people can you sign up in one day? Now, let's take an autoresponder system. And let's say you have 24 hours in a day, but that system, autoresponder system, works 24 hours a day, and people from anywhere around the world can opt in, see your presentation, and sign up while you're doing something else. Not rocket science to me. Of course I can. Thank you for asking that, Christina. Of course I can, my dear. Do I need to show you my inbox again, though, first? No worries there, Jason. Watch this now. You're getting the tutorial now. I'm not done yet setting it up. You just pay attention. I got you, bro. Okay? Do I need to show you my inbox again so you can see how the rest of the world does this? And why autoresponder should not just be a name that you use in a presentation. It needs to be something that's real for you. Because now when you sell them, they'll have a lot more value. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going back out. I don't want to make y'all mad at me. Shoot. Let me get back out here. I want to go home, yeah. I want to go home, yeah. Go to my autoresponder form all day long. Okay, so Christina, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to go back to the campaigns. I've already set it up, right? In this case, I have an autoresponder form created, but for you, I want everyone to pay attention to Christina's questions because some of you might have the same question. How do I create a form? Well, it's like this. You'll go to create an opt-in form. It's the third icon over from the left. You click create an autoresponder form. Then you name it. Now watch this. Well, I'm going to call this test form for Zoom. Now I'm going to save it.
Now we can see your screen, Dwayne.
I hate me sometimes. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I messed up. Please forgive me. I'm just a bad person.
No,
Oh my
I didn't want
God.
you to go all the way through that and then not realize that we don't see it.
Thank you. Hey, who's talking?
Jackie.
Okay, Jackie, let's go. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to create an autoresponder. You can see it now, right? You see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Third icon from the left, it's create opt-in form. And with the push of a button, all you have to do is name it. I'm going to call this Christina's example. Right? Now, when I click done, I've got an autoresponder form. And see this code here? They all look the same, but they are not. They're all very different. They all have different letters. They look alike, but they're not. When you go and you set up, you say, listen, I want to connect my capture page from my marketing system to my autoresponder campaign. All you do is you turn this into my to support, and then they connect it. Now you can grow your list. But when they opt in, how are you going to talk to them? Unless you work with a message. So now I'm going to do that. I'm going to create the campaign messages. Look at this. Create tracking messages. This way, when someone opts in, you can thank them and talk to them. I'm going to do that for Lisa right now. I'm going to create 3 simple messages that people can get when they opt in. You guys can follow my lead and then ask me questions as you get them. Okay? So let's walk together. I'm going to create a tracking message. The first one is, they just subscribed, right? They've already been thanked for subscribing. Now, I'm going to thank them in a different way and offer them something since they've opted in, okay? Okay, now that you're subscribed, name. Now that you're subscribed, I have a few things for you. Tell me if you can see my screen. Someone can talk to me that way. I won't go too far in the wrong direction.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay, so that's the first message. That's the subject title. Now, some of you are going to get a little psyched out. The main purpose of this is to get them to open it. That's the main purpose of the subject line. You don't want to tell them everything. You just want to get them on the curiosity peaked so they open the message. Now I'm going to start talking to them. Okay, hello, name. Now that you're subscribed, it is important that I can provide a few things for you to be able to financially impact your family and make up for the time lost while you were searching. For starters, I must give you our group. If you're part of a team and you have a team, I put them in the Facebook group, right? I must give you our team Facebook group where you can see more people like you and I who are able to generate an income daily. Boom. Then I would put my team Facebook there. If you don't have a team in Facebook, don't worry about that. I'll edit this part later for you. But if you do, you can plug that in. The next thing is, secondly, I would like to give you our Telegram update channel so that you're never in the dark while together we work through growing our family's income. Now, that's second. So now I can do it like this. Put a little dot there. Then like a little do. Okay, now thirdly, finally, I want to provide you my let's see. I'll provide you my contact information as you may have questions now or later. Oops. or later, I am available to help guide or point you in the correct direction. Now, lastly, so now I got those things down, and as a let's just say as a parent and or grandparent, or as a parent who also has been negatively impacted by COVID-19, it is essential for all of us to share best practices and minimize the devastation that has occurred for us all. Yours, sincerely, Lisa B. Right? P.S. Many blessings to you and your family as you move forward. Boom, done. So I got message number 1 done. No, can you guys still see? Let me know. I don't want to put you to sleep. This is where a lot of you drop off, right? Because this is the part that I said takes work, and many would just rather just like, could somebody just do it for me? But are you still there?
It's still here.
Okay.
It's still here.
Okay, so now, when do I want them to get it? They've already gotten the thank you message. I want them to get this in 0 days. That means today, the day that they opt into the page, I want them to get this message. There are no links in here. There are, right? It says tracking clicks. Yes, because eventually if there's a team page, I'm going to put that right there, and I want to track. That will tell me how many times people are clicking on the link. And that's important. If you send out a message eventually to 1,000 people read it, and only one person clicks on it, you know it's the message. You have to edit it so people want to click on it, right? It tells you information. It gives you feedback. So that's why that's there. So I'm going to do that there. I'm clicking yes. And then I'm going to say create tracking message. Now I've got the first of the tracking messages, right? The second message I'm going to create. Let's go back. Let's go back. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Wrong one. I'm not creating a campaign. I'm creating a tracking message, my brother. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Create an opt-in form. Create a tracking message right here. Okay, ready? This is the second message for Lisa. Yeah? How many of you read my email messages that I send out to you all?
I do.
Yeah. Have you noticed something about them?
I'm happy you asked. Mr. Golden. I was waiting on you.
Well, I'm asking, but do you understand how I write? I don't write like a corporation, or it's so grammatically correct that it's boring. I write in a way that I want you to know that I care about you genuinely, and this is specifically for you.
You write
Blunt,
more
it's blunt
formal.
and to the point. Yeah.
Say it again. I didn't.
I said you're blunt and to the point.
Yes, but I attempt to compel you reasons why you might want to come and watch, come to the Zoom or whatever it may be. So that's what I want you to see here. Do you notice how I always use the person's name in the title? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Because the most important thing that any human being sees is when they see their own name. That means a lot. And so when I get an email message that says, "Dear friends," I don't even read it. I don't know why. I'm just not attracted to it. Someone says, "Hey, Dwayne, what you been up to?" Oh, I want to open it. It's talking to me. So what I want you to do is learn how to create intimacy, because without intimacy, you can't compel people to do things. People don't do things with strangers. That's why you can't talk religion, politics, or anything else with a stranger, and you certainly won't have a transaction with a stranger. To eliminate it from being two strangers, I keep it personal. And that's why I say, yep, in this message, I was sure thinking about you, name, since you subscribed to my newsletter. Whatever it is that you want to call that, okay? You see how that's personal, guys?
Yeah.
I'm less likely to unsubscribe because it's personal. I'm not just trying to pitch something. Hey, join my team now. We're growing fast. Get an autoresponder. People run from it. There's a reason I write these in front of you. There's a reason I actually do send you messages so you can get the gist. Talk like you talk, not like a machine. Right? At your convenience, feel free to ask me any questions and let me know if you have checked out our Facebook group yet, so that I can show you around. Yes, go ahead, please, Jackie. I am off. I am taking some time off on Friday, and if you I can and answer any questions you have. Just let me know by sending me a text to my number. Go ahead, Jackie. What's your question, dear?
Oh, do you have any suggestions on maybe how to get better with, is it what they call it, copywriting?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. So I'm gonna get back to that. I'm gonna do that in a few moments since I finish this message. So, do you guys see what I just did for Lisa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. I don't want them to get that the same day or the next day. I want them to get that 2 days later. So if they signed up in my list today, they're not going to get this message for 2 days later. Okay? Then I'm going to go ahead and set it up. Now watch this. I now have 2 messages. I got one they get in 0 days, the next one they get in 2 days. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to slow it down because I know I lose a lot of you when I do this type of stuff. So I'm going to bring the jelly home, or break the jelly on the lower shelf. Do you see something that just happened? It took me a long time because I'm training. How much time would it have taken me to put that paragraph together for her? So let me tell you something that I do personally. I have some autoresponder list where I send out a message every month. I have 12 of them, and I do those before the new year starts. So there are people that hear from me on something I wrote last December. I have some that go out weekly, and I've got some that go out for the first 8 days. Like for this company, I think I have some messages that go out in the first 15 days to get 7 messages on your behalf. Because the power of autoresponders is underrated because of this new world of lazy people that believe they're going to get rich by putting up a fast video or putting $20,000 into a company where they don't even know who the owner is. So people don't realize you can make great money with this technology. I want you to know you don't have to be a techie to do it. Take the few minutes it takes and set it up. Now, surely you want to know about copywriting, and I'm going to get to that because you guys are so phenomenal. Okay, let me see what someone wrote first. Kind of low on data. I'm from Nigeria. Gotta go now. Okay, no worries. I get it. No worries. Does the autoresponder pick up names? Yes, it's going to know their name. That's why you write the word name, because it's going to fill it in. It would say, hey, I hope you're reading this, Lisa. I've been thinking about you. It's going to say Lisa. It won't say name. That's the power of that. So great question, Jake. That's good. Now, here's the beauty. copywriting. No, Jackie, can I see you, dear? I don't know where you're at. I saw you were here a minute ago. Did she leave? Did you ask a question to leave? Oh my gosh. Did you do that to me?
Jackie's still here. She's still here. I did not leave.
Okay, so watch this, guys. I'm going to give you the elementary way. I don't want anybody to believe they have to get a 4-year education on this. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to become a techie. You have to be smart. I'm going to ask you to do something that you haven't done in a long time. Get this. The next time you go to the supermarket, here's how I learned to write copy. Anybody want to know how I learned? Type in number 2. You learned how I learned how to write. I didn't. Look, I've got a lot of college in me. I've got an MBA. I've got a bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry. And I had all of the extensive writing. I learned how to write copy there. I learned how to write in a way that's sterile, which is not really great for marketing. Let me tell you now. Here's where I learned to write. I learned to walk into the store, in the aisles, in the grocery store, and I would see what they call tabloids. It would say, Donald Trump swallows alligator, right? They use headliners that will get you to open it. Even though you know it's not true, they don't care. I learned how to write copy by buying tabloids, right? I learned where a 13-year-old gives birth to a shark. I mean, that's some ridiculous stuff. I didn't learn it to learn what to write. I learned it to learn how to write. Did you understand this? Oh my gosh. I still buy magazines and it's outdated. I will buy a magazine and read something like this one. This one here says, let me see my camera. Cash. Our tech company will show you over and over again how you paid $100, right? And they put it, that's copy. So instead of reinventing the wheel, I went to the best of the best. And then when I heard, hey, they found a local Bigfoot right outside of Delaware County. I'm like, who? Everybody in Delaware County is going to read it. They know it's not true. You guys follow this? So, I don't like bad copy. The worst place to learn how to read copy, to learn how to write copy, is Facebook and those kind of places. The worst copywriters will come up with the same. Everybody says the same exact junk. No recruiting, no selling. Use substance. I've learned how by looking at the ads in USA Today. But I bought magazines. Whenever I went to the grocery store, my wife was so angry. Like, oh gosh, more of that junk? Oh yes. Because I learned, copywriters who do this for a living that get you to turn to that next station. You know what else will make you good at it? If you go back and watch the old infomercials and watch how they do it, you're only supposed to be turning through the station. And you see Ron Popeil with a new way to make a shake or to do this stuff is hot. So I know it sounds crazy, but it works. It just works. Now I know there's no such thing as a half boy and half alligator, but I tell you what, I was about 15 years old when I picked up my first tabloid. And you know what they told me? They said, you can't read our magazines, you have to buy them. They put it right by the counter. I pick it up. My mom says, put that thing down. I go, please. She goes, nope, you buy it with your own money. And I bought my first tabloid. It cost me like $3.20 or something like that. And I read the whole alligator thing, and it didn't matter. Then I found all these other stories in there, and they got me. Watch this now. The headliner is only supposed to get you to open up the email message. That's how I learned to write them. I write it so it makes you want to open it. So now, one of the first email messages I started writing compelling that helped me to make my first 14,000 or so. Here's the subject line that I used. Hello, name. John told me to get this to you. Now, I want you to understand why this worked. This is for you. Talk to me, Jackie. Are you there? I want you to get this one. I want to talk to someone because it's easier for me than to talk to silence because it's really hard for my personality. Yeah. So check this out, Jackie. Do you know anyone named John?
Yes.
Everyone does, right?
Yeah.
So I sent out a campaign message. I had a list of only 600 plus people, and I created this thing I was selling that cost $77, and I sold like 206 of them. But everybody that came in contact with them, when they opted into my list, it said, hello, Patricia. John asked me to get this to you. And then inside the email message, it's like, hey, glad I caught you because John wanted me to get you this message, blah, 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 blah. And it's starting on this date. All these women are doing a training on how to build wealth as a woman. And so I figured you'd get this. Boom. I just like was killing it. Then I had each of these speakers send this message out to their people. And the list, I went from 600 people to over 7,900 people on my list. But I made over $15,000. Because guess what? Everybody knows someone named John or Patricia. So I didn't know any better. I got it from the tabloids. I just said, hey, so-and-so, John wanted me to get this to you. So anyway, to make a long story short, I just need you guys to get this. It's not rocket science, but I'm going to tell you something. There's no greater financial deficit than that of a person who is considered to be lazy. And for me, I'm no different than the rest of the world. If you're willing to work for your business, right, you could find people willing to work with you for your business. But if your business means more to me than it does you, I'm out. You won't get me. You will not get my attention. So trust me, go to work first. And if you ask for my help, and ask anyone here, I will help in any way I can. But I don't like to help those who've done nothing yet. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Now, you tell me, out of all the stuff you've seen out there related to copywriting, why has no one ever told anyone the simple way to get you can get the picture quick? Now, was that not helpful for you, my dear?
Yes, because I ended up wasting a lot of time thinking I have to build that part of it out first. And I'm trying to struggle to try to make it fit. And my motto now is done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect. And then go look through your inbox. Stop deleting the spam. Create a folder for it all. That way you know what not to write, right? The ones that go into spam and are part of spam, like you run from those. Like, okay, here's what I shouldn't write. Those people tell you, join my team. We're getting rich today. Or like all that kind of crap, like you know what to do with it. So I like to look at both. I like to see what does work, and I do that. And see what doesn't work, and I don't do that. Now, after years of doing it, I don't need to look at either. I just write by nature. I don't have to look at I don't need a script. I don't need an outline. I just can write, right? But that came from years of doing it. But wasn't I honest with you when I told you my first campaign wasn't even mine? I just took a model that was used when I got a card in the mail that said that John wanted to get something to me. They put me on their list where they sent a card out, right? And it says, Dwayne, John wanted me to get this to you. I looked at it. So I copied it and it worked. So I just want everyone here to hear me. Don't be lazy and don't freeze up because it's hard. If you want to meet anybody, look, if you know anything about Gates, the guys at Apple, Steve Jobs, they all hustled their butts off. They worked when others were sleeping, when they worked when others were playing. The people that tell you just get rich because you signed up for their program, they get rich just because you buy their guru gizmo, that's the lie. The truth is, everybody out here who's made anything of themselves, they did some work. So stop looking for the hard way around the block. I wrote 2 messages for Dorothy who doesn't even have a page yet to show you how easy it is. So not having a page is no excuse.
Sure.
So there.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyone have any questions or comments related to it? We've already been here for an hour. Anything I can help with?
Sure.
Let me see.
Alright,
Okay.
cool. Now, let me go quickly.
Go ahead.
Couple tips, right?
Go ahead, Sean.
For the autoresponders, what you can do is just create another email, some spam emails, so you can send them to yourself. So you create the autoresponder, you send it to yourself and certain notes from the other end.
They're not so you can send to yourself. It's so when someone opts into your list,
Right. So
they get messages from you, from Sean. So let's suppose you told me about your business and I saw your page. So I put my name and email address in. And I get it. Hey Dwayne, thanks for opting into my list. I got some cool stuff for you. First of all, go to my Facebook page or my YouTube channel. I also wanted to let you know that I'm available for any questions you have. Thank you. Your friend Sean.
what I was saying, in terms of practice, when I just set it up, I had another email that I used as a subscriber. So I added that email as a subscriber. So then I went into that email and saw it from the other end.
Okay, yes.
How the autoresponder looks.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You use that best practice.
I'm gonna be truthful with you guys. I know where the world's teaching you all you need is one good video on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter and you're gonna get rich. But let me tell you something. For my family, our first cross of 7 figures, right? It came the year we started using an autoresponder, honest to God. And I could introduce you to people, many people around the internet who I met because they opted into my list. Then I can introduce you to others who began to make their millions because of what I was able to do with them because of an autoresponder. So for me, I don't like when people just say, oh, we have autoresponders. It's okay. Learn what it is without becoming a techie. Understand when you can hire a salesperson and pay them 50% of your money or 25%. Or you could set up an autoresponder one time and it's going to be your salesperson and sell for you. Can you get that, guys? You can hire 5 salespeople or set up 5 campaigns. It's not rocket science to me. So I don't want to overwhelm you all with it. I just need you to know you can do this without becoming a programmer. Have the discipline. It's like filling out a form. Now, go ahead. Yes.
Can I ask you to connect to that? Okay, so let's say you have a website. I just want to make sure. I'm going to go back to the video again and then actually do it while you're on the replay. But so you have, let's per se, your link, right, or your website. So what you're doing in essence is you're drawing a person in through I call it your funnel or that page where people see and say, hey, this is my thing. Okay, oh, that's interesting. Then they put their information in and then you possibly give them something free or offer. Now when they do that, this is on the front end from a user perspective. So then once they put their information in, now they go on my list.
Of that specific campaign. Because you remember, so let's just talk about one thing at a time. Let's say you have a campaign because you're trying to grow your other business. Let's say you have a hair salon and you're using Ingreso for that campaign. So now that they're on that list, you can log into your back office and you can broadcast to all those people on that list about a new product you have coming out about hair. Like this morning, I logged into this test account and I sent an email out to thousands of people about the training today. It's only one campaign list. So I'm saying that because I'm answering Arok's message. Their question was similar to yours, except when I set up this welcome messages, right, does that apply to everyone who subscribed to that campaign? I have one capture page for my lawn care business. I have another capture page for my Ingreso business. I have another capture page set up so we allow people to have as many of these as they want. I just confused you, I think. I lost brownie points. Gosh, I hate when I do that.
Sorry.
Jackie, hey, what you doing now?
Sorry.
It seems like yesterday when we were working out. Okay, go ahead. You deserve that. Keep it up. All right, that was an old Commodore's tune. So, Jackie, let me slow it down. The answer is yes, my dear. On the front end, you've given them a reason. You've compelled them to put their name and email address in because you're going to give them a recipe for making this cake. Now they're in that specific list that you created. And they will get X number of messages that you created in advance to go out for a couple of weeks, the rest of the year. You've already had them in that campaign. Did that answer it? Was that a better answer?
Yes.
Okay. But I added the answers. You can have many of those. You are an entrepreneur. You have more than one business, and I know that. So all I'm telling you is you can use it you can create a campaign for both businesses or all 3 or all 4. That's what I'm trying to tell her, sister. Do I have to sing another song for you?
Yes.
Ooh. Okay. All right. Let me look. Don't make me.
How do you separate
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Dwayne.
I couldn't pass it up. Go ahead.
Hi, Dwayne. Say you've got 50 people in your email list.
Yeah.
And you want to send only to 25 of that list.
Why?
And a different one to the other 25. How do you do that?
Well, if you have 50 people in your subscriber list and you have 25 for one campaign and 25 for the other, when you set up a broadcast message, let me show you how that works. You're just going to go and broadcast. So let me show you what that looks like. Yeah. Let's see here. I thought you were going to make me work today. And you are, but I love it. I should have already been, I'm supposed to be resting today. I hurt my back yesterday. But you guys are worth it. So now, can you see my screen, folks?
Yeah.
All right. Well, they're after me. It's your fault, too. I'm going to the broadcaster. And I'm going to set up a broadcast message. When I write the message, I'm going to determine who to send it to. I have three different campaigns. 25 are in Lisa's group, 25 are in the test group, and 25 for Christina. I can send them all the message, or I say I only want this message to go to Lisa's group. So I write it and I send it. In my campaign, I've got probably 75 or 80 different lists, but I only make sure it goes to this Ingreso list. I make it only go for the ones that are in the 2x2 or the 1x2. I don't want it to go to those in the pass up or the 2x2. I'm very careful. So you can control. It allows you to aggregate, my brother. And you can even attach an attachment so they all get some attachment that you send them. You can schedule it to go out later, tomorrow morning, so I don't have to work tomorrow. I can schedule out the rest of the month's email messages in advance. That's how we do this thing. Are you with me?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right, so there we go. Let me see what we got. Okay, so there you go, folks. I don't want to overwhelm. I almost got, there was a mutiny last time, and I don't want to go too fast or overwhelm you guys. But you deserve to know that you are always this close to the answer. And the more you lean into it, the quicker you get the answers. The more you're like, oh, not today. I'm not going to look at that today. The more you delay it. For me, the greatest blessing in the world was having an autoresponder system. Except for me, to have as many subscribers as I have, it would cost me about $4,000 a month right now to use someone else's. That's why I like using ours. I don't use anyone else's. I use ours for everything. In each of my businesses. Now what? Bring it on home. Any questions? By the way, Christina, did I answer your question, my dear? And I know you didn't have audio for a while. I think I answered your question. I don't leave anybody out.
Okay, I have a question.
Well, it depends who's talking.
RGK.
Okay, yes, sir. Please. What's your question? Okay, I love your question.
When you send out your broadcast messages, maybe you schedule it for next 1 week or something.
Yeah.
Then maybe you don't remember to send it or something. Will it automatically send to the prospect? Will you be able to do that?
Will you be able to edit it, you mean? Will you be able to edit it if you schedule it for next week and you have something to ask you want to add to it? Can you edit that, you're saying?
No, not editing. When you schedule it next week or next 2 weeks, then something happens, you couldn't get back to your back office to manually send it or something. Will you be able to automatically send?
Oh, that's why you schedule it, because it is automatic. If you schedule it, it's going to go out on its own.
Okay, with that data network.
It will go out on the date that it's scheduled only. Some of the messages you guys get from me, I was sleeping on an airplane. You only got it because I scheduled it.
Back flight mode.
Is that helpful?
Yeah, helpful.
You're the best, my brother. Should I call you Jake or Roke? Oroko?
Oh, Jake is awesome.
Okay. Get my boys.
I like the way you pronounce Iroko.
Well, I've learned from the best. Thank you very much, sir. All right. Anyone else? You guys are the best. I don't want to keep you long. It's only fair to you guys. I see I know some had to go to work and other things. Or is there anyone else?
Yes, I have a question.
Who's talking?
Robert.
Yes, Robert. Yes, sir. How you feeling, man? I know you've been sick.
Feeling a bit better, but still under the flu big time. My question is, When I tried to have a page set up, and when I sent in for the form, they asked before that they asked like some type of code or a logo thing. I only want to set up a page for this business because I'm not doing anything else. So just that code that you created yesterday is all I need to give it.
That's it. You tell them, here's my autoresponder code. Connect my autoresponder code to this specific page. That's all you have to tell them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's it.
What about those other questions that they keep us that confuse?
No. Just go to support and say, Dwayne Golden told me to give you this for the page you guys just did for me. They'll know what to do. All right? And they'll call me. Don't worry. They'll bug me. Hey, boss, is it okay? Relax. That's Robert. He's not feeling well. You take care of it for him.
Okay, thanks.
You bet. You guys are the best. Look, don't forget, Wednesday, leadership training. It's the most valuable content we give at this company. It's preparing you to be leaders yourself because, trust me, you will not build the wealth if you can't lead the way. And it doesn't matter if you're equipped for it. We help equip you so that you can, independent of us. We don't care if you build wealth for your family elsewhere or wherever else. You can use the principles that we share. That's what it's about, and I wish you all the best. Thanks for being here today. God bless you guys. I must be off now. Take care.
Have a good one.
Yep, you too. Hello.